Grandia 1 and 2 were amazing. This opening song, however, is not, and immediately makes me feel the one thing that I would feel throughout the entire quest: disappointment. That's not to say the game is bad, as it does have a lot of good things going for it, but not everything is perfect in this sequel. The game's story revolves around a young man named Yuki, whose dream is to build an airplane and fly through the skies like his hero Sky Captain Schmidt. While taking one of his planes on a test flight, he realizes something is off and discovers that his mom Miranda, has tagged along and thrown off the balance of the aircraft. As the plane descends, they spot a young girl named Alfina that is being chased by a bunch of bad-looking dudes. The two decide to rescue her and accompany Alfina to Arcriff Temple. The game's plot does start off somewhat interesting, but ends up devolving into stupid and horribly cheesy territory. This isn't the wonderful cheesiness of something like Symphony of the Night's voice acting, but the kind of cheesiness that just makes you cringe. The story got so uninteresting towards the end that I actually turned the sound off in the final dungeon, because I frankly just did not care about anything the party or villain had to say. That's the only time I've done that for a voice-acted game. Even games with subpar voice acting like Bat and Kaido still managed to keep me interested in what was happening with the story. This is one of the better looking RPGs you'll find on the PS2. Really like the look of the dungeons in this game. Spell effects are pretty amazing, and the monster and character designs are really nice as well. Not a fan of Yuki's character design though. He looks like he belongs in a mobile game, and this was released before mobile games were a thing. Does that mean game arts were ahead of their time? When the party arrives in Mendi, they get to meet the legendary Sky Captain Schmidt. This guy is a Schmidt head with a real Schmitty attitude. That's okay though, because Yuki wouldn't know Schmidt from Shinola. Okay, I'm done. Now let's focus on the best part of the game, the combat. This is my favorite battle system in any RPG. It takes everything that was great about the first two games and enhances it with aerial finishers and summons. These may seem like small additions, but the combat was so great already, it really didn't need much added to it. Hitting enemies with aerial finishers is accomplished by knocking them into the air with a critical attack during their turn, and then having a second character perform a combo. The timing can be tough to pull off at times, but if you can, the enemies will drop some great loot. The summons are acquired after certain points in the story, and will do massive amounts of damage to everything on screen. The difficulty has also been ramped up for this game. This is great because the first two games were way too easy in my opinion. The Grandia series has never been big on side quests, and this game is no exception. There are no side quests to speak of, although there is a minigame you can play called Arrange Dice. It's a minigame that has you trying to get your dice rolls to match your cards in sequence. It's not amazing, but worth sinking some time into to get some great items like the Bawsome mystery clogs that make your characters warp around the battlefield. Makes setting up combos and finishers in battle much easier. The music is once again composed by Noriyuki Iwadare, but is kind of disappointing in my opinion. While Iwadare usually makes great soundtracks, a lot of the songs in this game are just kind of there, with very few standouts. Grandia 3 is an enjoyable RPG that does have some flaws. The combat is outstanding, but it would have been great if the same care were given to the game's story and characters. I still feel that it is worth checking out though, just don't expect it to be as great as the first two. And that will do it for this one. As always, I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Help! Rescue me, Yuki! Stop him! This brute's trying to kidnap me! Hurry!
I'm not trying to kidnap you.
Since he can't find that blonde girl he's searching for, he's going to carry off vibrant, young, beautiful me instead!
Oh, Murata, are you insane?
Then after he kidnaps me, he'll likely sell me into slavery on the mainland for a handsome price, and I'll be forced to work at some sleazy bar for the rest of my natural life. That's it, isn't it? That's what you're planning! You monster!
Shut up, you old bag!